So our next ingredient that we really have to think about to be good actors is what's called the moment before. So right before our scene began, something happened. What do I mean by something happened? Well, think about it. As a person, you are always coming from someplace, going to someplace. Before I recorded this, I just went and I had some ice cream. And I'm happy because I had ice cream. That's going to change the way I go into the scene of making this video for you. That's just having had ice cream is going to be very different than if I just got a bad phone call that something, bad happened to somebody I care about. Whatever happened before, I carry that information and what that information has done to my physical and emotional and mental self. I carry that into the scene. And this is something that actors forget to look at all the time. Beginning actors just kind of go, okay, we're starting the scene, here we go. Where'd you come from? What just happened to you? Well, my car broke down. Well, aren't you tired? Did you have to walk? That changes the way you're going to enter the scene. You're going to enter with that heaviness, with that tiredness. Did you just have the person of your dreams tell you that they love you? You're going to enter the scene with a kind of buoyancy and a kind of excitement. Did you just win the lottery? Whatever happened to you right before the scene takes place is called the moment before. And it's super, super important to make your scene believable. So I have some pictures here. In this fictitious moment before, these rather nasty looking people had an argument. If they had an argument before the scene began, that's going to change the way they come into the present scene. This happy dude just won the lottery. That, of course, is going to change everything. And this poor, unfortunate person in the last frame, I don't know if you can see it, but he is being attacked by a wolf. All of these things are going to change the way we enter into the scene. And it is one of the number one things that actors forget to pay attention to is what happened right before. So it's very important because your character has a whole life before they come on stage. And in order for us to believe that you are a dimensional person with a full life, you have to know what happened to them before we see them. So I say it another way. What happened before the scene changes the energy your character enters the scene with. Scenes don't begin in a vacuum, just like in life, right? You don't magically appear in class. Something happened to you before you sat down to watch this video. Think about what happened to you. It may seem really uneventful, but I guarantee you whatever that thing was, as subtle as me eating ice cream, it changes the way you come into this moment. And if we think about it, plays aren't about subtle things like Laura eating ice cream. Plays are about big, huge things like Laura winning the lottery or being chased by a wolf or having a big argument like we saw in the frame before. So plays are always elevated, bigger than life. So knowing what happened the moment before is really, really important. And I know the bottom of that text is cut off. I told you all the important things, trust me. So often actors forget their moment before. Let's think about a couple other things. Was it raining? Your character comes in wet and has to deal with that, right? We're dealing with environmental things. Did your character just get bad news? They come into the scene with a kind of heaviness. Did they receive amazing news? They come in with that energy. Were they awake all night, right? These things are important. Did they do drugs? I have coached multiple scenes where the characters had been drinking all night or did drugs all night or were injured, a gunshot wound, hit by a car. These are the things that we enter plays with, so we have to know what these things are in order to play the scene.